drink champagne. I'm totally vibing. It's true what they say. It's all about time.
Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to Unscripted. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. I post vlogs and Western fragrance reviews. Why I say Western fragrance reviews, guys, is I've got another channel where I feature mostly Middle Eastern fragrances. So if you are new, please do consider joining this family by dropping your subscription. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continued support. And welcome to today's video, guys. Today is going to be a lineup of the Western fragrances that I intend to wear in the month of February. The first one, of course, being Amouage Interlude Woman. This fragrance, guys, can seem intimidating if you judge it based off its male counterpart. Amouage Interlude Woman, guys, is a fragrance that has, to my nose, no correlation with its counterpart. This has a gazillion notes that are supposed to be intimidating, but comes across as very rounded, smoothened kind of fragrance there, nutty to an extent because it has some almond. It also has the incense, leather, and tonka, oak, oud as well, if I'm not mistaken, but those notes are very subtle, making for a beautiful sweet scent that will make you feel affluent. We are currently going through the rainy season. So because it's raining, I just took fragrances that are not exactly light, but not exactly heavy as well. So these are like fragrances that can transition through hot to cooler weather, because when we have the rainy season, temperatures drop and then it can just all of a sudden get cold, right? Wow Dupe is a fragrance that I intend to explore the month of Feb. My resolution for the year 2024, guys, is to try and have maximum usage of the fragrances within my collection. Instead of just having like a lot of fragrances in my fragrance library, I really want to give my fragrances like a good wear. So that's why I introduced the tray. I wasn't doing the tray system since, but I thought, okay, it's going to be something that's very important, especially on my Middle Eastern fragrance channel, which is Seed Chronicles Talking Scents, because some of these fragrances can just pile up dust now, guys. And now, if you haven't smelled this fragrance, this is like your rose, it's actually a rose, patchouli, black pepper, fruity scent. It is very raspberry forward there. It's going to give you like a rose and spicy combo, jammy combo, if you will. So that's the reason why I selected it for the month of February. And I think it's also one that can very well do for even Valentine's, this one. Okay, so I can see that when I put my hand in short there, the camera blurs out. So I'm just going to try and be dropping them like this, okay, and then getting my hand off just to make sure that we don't have that blurring thing going on. Jimmy Choo Fever is another fragrance that I like. It reminds me a lot of Bon Bon, but not as refined as Bon Bon. But if you want like maybe a fragrance that's going to cost you maybe $30 less or something, because Bon Bon itself is not a very expensive fragrance by Viktor and Rolf, you could try this one, right? And if it works for you, then you know you're gonna love Bon Bon. But it kind of has that quintessential crowd-pleasing DNA, which is built around like a syrupy, sweet plum and lychee and grapefruit type of thing. It also has florals, and it does list coffee and tonka, but I wouldn't say the coffee note is very prominent in this. The coffee note in this is kind of like in the Dolce & Gabbana is the only one. Sorry, if you purchase Dolce & Gabbana, the only one for the coffee note, it might not really do it for you because it doesn't have the coffee to the coffeeest coffee. That's how I like to put my words there. If nothing comes to mind, I always will say the word 3 times or something. Okay, next one is Reine de Nuit from the House of by Riddle. I love this one because it's a nice one. In fact, there's a theme going on around, especially these 3. These are built around fruits, like the thick, syrupy, fruity type of texture in them. The Reine de Nuit, this one as well as that. This and this are going to have like a smoky rose, somewhere there about. This I picked especially for the nights. If I want to wear something in the evening there, I think this is just going to be perfect for that. And this Reine de Nuit can very well do very cold weather. We're not experiencing very cold weather, but because of the cooler type of thing going on there, this one would be very much ideal. The next fragrance, guys, I am going to play with for the month of Feb is going to be Ghost Deep Night. Now, this is true to what it is. You know, the fact that it says Deep Night, this is truly a night fragrance. Just trying to make sure that they make sense there. Let me take this huge one and put it right at the back there, because, you know, it kind of just sat there and covered everything else, and then, you know, all the other fragrances when we're covered up. So maybe let me do it this way. Okay, so Ghost Deep Night is a fruity, embery, woodsy type of fragrance there. It has peach apricot, but the peach and the apricot are not that prominent because they are kind of overshadowed by a very woodsy tone to it. Can come across as unisex to some people, so some people will say they get a masculine tone from this fragrance. This one, as well as the Reine de Nuit, can transition to very cold weather easily, right? Because they are quite thick there. They're the sort of fragrances that are very, very much ideal this particular time of the year, especially because it does get cold, but not enough to be winter cold, but cool. Okay, so that is another qualifying factor. What I'll be doing with my fragrances, sometimes I'm just going to play around with them and layer them and stuff like that. There are some that can stand perfectly alone, like the Reine de Nuit. This doesn't need layering. This would be a disaster to layer because it's already perfection in a bottle. But there are some DNAs that I can play around with. For instance, the Jimmy Choo, I can layer, let's say, maybe with this one. Okay, I have put Wonder Rose there by Zara as just a simple, you know, like the easy one to go for when I just am clueless or I want something to spritz after the shower. Wonder Rose is going to be my go-to. This one is the summer, but if you watched my review, does it say summer? No, this one's just a Wonder Rose. There's another one that says summer. Okay, this one's just a Wonder Rose. There's one that says summer, but don't worry about summer fever, summer what. They're just the same, guys. They just smell the same. So Wonder Rose, I thought to drop there. And then there is this one. I love this one. I always have a little one in my collection. I've been looking for the other ones because I noticed that there are some flankers to Emmanuel Ngaro's LA Diva. I know there are some flankers, but for now I just have this one. And another reason, you know, to introduce the tray. Believe it or not, this little fragrance was lost in my collection. I haven't used it literally since maybe over a year now. So it's just, you know, one of those things that I used to see fellow YouTubers introducing trays, and they're not talking about their trays and their lineup, and I used to wonder what why. But now I think I kind of understand that if you want maximum usage of your perfumes, just do the tray rotation. Stick to it. These are not going to be the only ones I'm going to wear, by the way, because I do have the Middle Eastern ones, but these are the ones I want to give like a really good wear. Sometimes I change fragrances even midday, like to wear another fragrance and stuff. So these are going to get a good wear. This is another just easy reach type of fragrance where if it's not exactly raining, because in as much as we're going through rainy season, it's not like it's raining all the time. So this one, the Wonder Rose and the LA Diva, and the LA Diva are there for just that time, like when I just want to spray something that's very easy, that's non-cloying. Beauty by Kevin Klein is built around jasmine, but the jasmine is a very soft one, so do not expect like very green jasmine. It's very light jasmine there. And then the last one, guys, from my Western fragrances on this lineup is going to be this one, another one that was lost in my collection, 007. This is 007 Peau Femme. Okay, I always talk about Women 3, but that one is Peau Femme. So I'm going to be wearing this one mostly at bedtime because I bought this one, guys, for the mandarin orange and the fruitiness and stuff, but it kind of is that one of those fragrances that does not define itself as anything but just a nice sweet scent where you're wearing fragrance but it's not really doing the most, that sort of thing. So that is my lineup, guys, for the month of Feb, right? These are not inspired by the month of love. I know it is Valentine's month. I did not pick these ones according to the fact that we are in Valentine's month, because as a fragrance junkie, really, I just wear fragrances for wearing fragrances. So this is just to make sure that I give a good wear to my fragrances, after which if a fragrance speaks to me the most, I'm going to bring it back the next month. If not, then I will shelve these back in the storage space and then introduce another lot. You know, that way I feel all my fragrances will get a fair chance. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what your lineup is for the month of February. I may drop a video as a Valentine's fragrance suggestion or gift suggestion, but this was not inspired by Valentine's. It's just my lineup for the month of Feb. If you're interested in seeing what I intend to wear from the Middle East, then you can head over to my channel, because I'm going to post these trays on the same day. I will try in future videos to be posting them maybe say on the 2nd or the 3rd. It's just that, you know, one thing takes over the other. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.